Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I will be talking about my labor and delivery story with my son Liam, who recently turned a year old on April 13th. And so I was thinking about how great my labor and delivery was, and just the whole having him for a year and then his birth. And I thought that I would I would tell you guys the story of how he was born. So, where do I start? I will start with, whoa, I can see my stroller outside rolling away with the wind. Alright, anyways, it's alright. I found out I was pregnant with my son in August 2015, and being pregnant with him was quite hard. It wasn't the easiest, and I'm not gonna get into details of being pregnant with him because this is just a labor and delivery story. So the day that I went into labor was April 13th. April 13th of 2016, and I started noticing around 4:30 to 5 a.m. that I started getting minor aches in my abdomen and slight tightening, but I thought were Braxton Hicks that would probably go away. But around 5:30 I told my mom that I started having pains and I'm going to monitor them for an hour. So she told me, okay, let me know, I'll stay an hour more so you can let me know if I need to go to work or not, since I live with my mom and my daughter and she needed to stay here just in case I needed to leave, and she stayed with my daughter. And I monitored them for an hour, and they were coming every 15 minutes, and they kept getting intense for an hour. So I told her, I think that you're gonna have to stay. And she told me that while I was in the laboring process, which wasn't gonna take too long according to her, I knew that this was gonna be pretty quick because it was my second child. She decided to go to Target around 8 a.m. to pick up a few things that I needed to take to the hospital. And she left, and I thought that it was gonna take a little longer than it did. So around 8 I ate some breakfast, and then I hopped into the shower around 9, and my pain was coming quicker and faster. So now my contractions were coming every 5 to 10 minutes. No, I think every 3 to 5 minutes. Because I was in the shower and I didn't take so long, but I got them several times while I was in there. So I think every 3 to 5 minutes from 9 to 10, they were just coming very fast. And so I got out of the shower and I called my mom. I said, you have to get back home from Target because my pains are coming more faster. And I hung up. I called my daughter's dad, well, my son and my daughter's dad, and I told him, you need to come now because I feel like we need to go to the hospital pretty soon. So he made his way over here, and I got ready, and while he got here I started doing my makeup, and when he got here around 10:40, 11 I think, I was still doing my makeup and he waited for me to finish, and I got the last things I needed in the hospital bag so we could leave. When I finished my makeup around 11:40, I think 11:30, a little before 11:30, I told him that I needed to take a picture with my daughter before my son was born. I needed a picture of me and her before her brother was born, so she can see the minutes before her brother was born and she was an only child. So we did, and at this point my contractions were coming every 2 to 3 minutes, and we needed to go to the hospital now. But I wasn't gonna leave before I looked cute, because I learned my lesson with my first child. I went to the hospital without any makeup or anything ready, and I looked like shit. Sorry for the language. But I looked like caca, literally. I didn't look cute at all. And those pictures, I have them and they're memories, but I didn't look cute. And so this time I was like, I need to look decent at least for those pictures. So we stepped out and I got a major contraction right when I stepped out of my door. And I held onto the fence outside of my house and I was like, just breathing through it. And they last a minute, but those minutes, that 1 minute of contraction is like forever, eternity. And I was like, okay, I got this. Okay, when I went away, I hopped out in the car, and as soon as he stepped on the gas, I was like, this hurts, this hurts, this hurts. Like, I didn't even have a contraction yet, and it hurt so bad. And I was like, I can tell this is gonna be the worst drive of my life. And it was. It was literally the worst drive of my life. And I live like southwest. I live in southwest LA, kinda. And we needed to get to downtown LA. And we had to take the freeway, and I was like, I just hope it's not packed because I could feel this child is coming soon. We didn't even get there midway, and I was like, I think I need to push. Like, I had a contraction, and I had the urge to push. And that was my fear. I was like, I wanted to wait. I didn't want to go to the hospital so quick because I was like, I want an unmedicated birth. And if I go to the hospital, they're going to want to put me all these meds, and I don't want that. So I said, I want to wait, but I don't want to wait too late that my son is going to be born in the car. So that was my fear when I started pushing. When I got the urge to push and I couldn't hold it, I looked at their dad and I was like, I need to push. And he was like, no, don't push, hold it. I was like, I need to push. I can't hold it in. It's hurting me. It's hurting me so bad. And I couldn't. I tried to hold it in, but the pain was even worse. And the pain was so bad, and I was like, oh, please, let's get there pretty quick, because that means that I'm going to have him soon. And we weren't even midway there. And we don't live too far from downtown LA, but the drive seemed like forever still. So we missed our exit, and I started stressing out because we missed our exit, and the next exit was pretty far. We started passing all the downtown LA buildings, and I was like, no. So we got out on the next exit, and we made ourselves into downtown LA. But if you guys know downtown LA, there are a lot of one-way streets that lead to other one-way streets, and it is just a total maze. And we got lost because at that time, because I don't drive, I don't know how to drive in downtown LA. He didn't really know his streets in downtown LA, and because we had missed the exit we usually took to our appointments, we didn't know where we were going. We had to kind of figure it out. And I was like, I had my window down, and I was yelling that I needed to push. I could see people looking into the car and be like, what the hell is up with her? But I was like, I don't care, people, if you see me yelling. I am in labor, and I need to push now. I don't want my son to be born in this car. You know, like in the news, you hear, oh, a child was born in the car. The policeman helped the woman deliver her child in the car, and that's dangerous. If there's any complications, like, you don't want anything to happen. So we were close. I started recognizing the street, and I was like, we're almost there. But I kept getting contractions after contraction, and the urge to push kept increasing. And he pulled into the hospital, but not into the emergency way. He thought we needed to go park the car at the parking lot and walk into the hospital. I was like, are you serious? There is no way I am walking into the hospital from the parking lot all the way into the hospital. No way, no how my child will come out if I do that. So please make your way back to the emergency way. So we did, and he ran out quick because he saw that I was serious. He ran out and he went to go get a wheelchair, but they came out with a stretcher. And before they came out, there was like a few minutes that they were still in there, and I got a major contraction, and I was by myself, and I was like, I need to get myself out of the car because I don't want him to be like born inside the car. So I tried to like get out of the car, but there was this young guy who saw me struggling in pain, and he was coming, and I could see him coming, and I was like, I know your intentions of helping, and that's kind, but I don't need your help. I got this. I got this. I got this. Okay, just stay there. And then they were coming, so I was like, relief. Okay, they're coming to my rescue. And they came and they helped me lay down, and their dad, John, he got in the car, and then he went to go park it. Like, your son's about to be born. Hello. Okay, so I started kind of stressing out because I did want to push already. I was like, he's not gonna make it. He's not gonna be there. Oh my god, he needs to hurry up. Anyways, they took me upstairs, and I didn't get a contraction the whole way up until they took me into the room and they told me to lay down on another bed. And I got a major contraction, and the nurse stepped out, and I was like, oh great, I'm by myself now. Okay, so I got this major contraction, urge to push, and as soon as it was over, the nurse came in and she told me, you need to take off all of your clothes and put this gown on. I was like, I can't take it off. I can't get up. I'm in pain. But I had to, so I did. I was like, I can't get up. My son is gonna be born while I have my pants on. But no, I managed to get up and take everything off, and the nurse had to check me, so she did, and it was kind of painful. And she saw like, whoa, you're 8 centimeters dilated. I was like, oh god, okay, yeah, 8 centimeters, he's gonna be here soon. I got another contraction, and right when I got the contraction, they rushed me into the next room, the labor and delivery room. But they told me not to push because my doctor wasn't here. They were calling him, and they told him to get here. So yeah, then John made it in, and I was like, oh, okay, I can breathe a little better now. So he was here, I was holding on to him, I was holding on to the bed, and I had to push again. And I was like, I need to push. And this time I was more serious. This time that urge to push was more intense. The contraction was even harder. And this nurse came and she whispered in my ear, oh, nice voice, that woman. And she told me, I specialize in unmedicated natural births, and you got this. You know, just relax and calm down. I was like, you're so nice, but I can't calm down because I need to push and my doctor's not here. I didn't tell her that, but in my mind. And at that moment, my doctor came in, casual, slow, like nothing was going on. I was like, and he was like, he had this jacket that looked like he had gone into a safari adventure with a Coke, drinking a Coke. You know, he put it down and he saw how serious this was, that he was about to come. They dressed him, he got ready. And as soon as he sat down in front of me, I was like, with my legs open. He was right there in front of me, and my water, because it hadn't broken and I was pushing, I couldn't hold it. It was painful. I wasn't gonna hold it. Nurse, my water broke in his face. My water broke in the doctor's face, and I could hear, because I had my eyes closed, I could hear everybody like, whoa, like, no. And I opened my eyes and I see the nurse like patting his face. Bless that doctor, he was the best, but that was embarrassing. And I was like, oops. And the next push, my son was out. My son was out like 5 minutes literally after I got into the hospital. We would have been stuck in another one-way up downtown he would have been born in the car. And the nurse, right before I got the last contraction to push him out, one of the nurses tried to put an IV in me, and I was like moving my hand away because I was like, no, it's too late. Like, my son's about to come out. You don't need to put an IV in me. That was my plan. I didn't want an IV. I didn't want any medications unless needed, and I didn't have any of it. And I was like, yes, I did it. I did it. I was so excited. But in pain. It was really painful. Because the drive was so intense, in my mind, I was like, what did I get myself into? Like, what was I thinking saying that I didn't want an epidural or any meds? And I was even thinking about getting it if I still could when I got to the hospital, but I was like, no, you gotta stick through it. This is what you wanted. This is what you wanted. You can do it. It's painful, yeah, but the pain goes away as soon as he's out. And you know what my fear was? Getting an episiotomy again, because I had with my first child. I thought that I was gonna get it this time, but he came out and I had no tears. But I did, well, a slight tear, like really small. I needed like 2 stitches and that's it. And it went so good. It went so good. The recovery was excellent, breezy, easy, smooth. My butt didn't feel like it was falling off or like massive, because with my first child, after I got the episiotomy, I felt heavy down there. I felt so heavy and it hurt so bad. The recovery was horrific. I didn't like it. So this is why I chose an unmedicated birth for my second child. I was like, I want to be aware of my body. I don't want the epidural. I hated it the first time. I want to know what my body is doing. I want to sway my hips, you know, by myself, even though I'm in pain, so my child can come out and I can feel it, even though it hurt. I mean, it's known that when you are in control of your own body, even when it's so painful during childbirth, everything goes smoother. I mean, not always, obviously. There's a lot of emergency cases and other things that you do need a C-section or if you need meds, and that's okay. Don't think I'm judging women who do drugs, who do decide to get medications or pain relief during childbirth. I'm not judging that. I did with my first child. I personally didn't like it, so I chose an unmedicated birth with my second, and it was amazing for me. And so if any women out there want to do it, you can. Your body can. Always listen to your body. Talk to your doctor and talk to the nurses when you're in that process, or midwives if you're planning a home birth. And there's a lot of choices out there. Do what's best for you, what you want. That's the best for you. And good luck to any mothers, expecting mothers, or future mothers who are planning an unmedicated birth. Get educated on what it is and how to prepare yourself for it, because it's not an easy thing. It's not like, oh, you decide one day, the day before you're in labor. No, this is a thing you have to realize before you go into labor, so you can get yourself ready, your partner ready. You know, not everybody can afford a doula or, you know, anything else. So just do research. I did. A lot of YouTubers did a lot of, I can't recall names, but women who had done unmedicated births or that weren't so successful in unmedicated births, and they did, you know, I saw everything. I saw and educated myself about all the possibilities and how things went for them in a natural unmedicated birth, labor and delivery, and it helped really well. It helped really good. And I prepared their dad too, and I told him, you know what, if I say I want an epidural, I want you to tell me, you know what, you say you didn't want an epidural, you wanted an all-natural, unmedicated delivery, so just stick to it. And I told him, be harsh, because you have to. When somebody's in pain, it's easy to give up, but don't. unless you need it, unless it's an emergency. If you get a C-section, if you need it, or you decide to get that, good, if you need it, because it's all about your well-being and the baby's. So enough talking, and that was my story, delivering my son into this world. And thank you for listening. If you guys liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, it's okay, it's alright. And please subscribe to keep watching more videos and stories. Okay guys, I hope I didn't leave anything out, because there's so many things that you can miss in these type of stories. But it's okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.